taking a brief nap. But day sleep can be a dirty affair. Some call it lazy. There's always more work to be done. I disagree. And less I do, I see. Well, and the less and less I do see the point of doing any work at all. Not to mention, I don't sleep well most nights. I have nightmares. I have murderous nightmares, vibrant and real, the visions of a reluctant masochist. But understand these are not sexual in any way. Which reminds me, why is it Mr. Freud has never once, to my knowledge, interpreted the blatantly sexual dream? I'm talking body hair, limbs, fleshy hinges, and the molecule-thick sheen of wet that separates two bellies. No, I see the starry heavens lacerated. I see cities on fire, dead children, a general conflagration that eats up every living thing in its path, and a palpable sense of sinister orchestration. I often wake sweating, frightened, and sporting an erection, again, not overtly sexual. I often see my dead mother still alive and sitting at my father's funeral, Sarah sometimes sitting in between us. Here's a close image of her ring finger and her lips, mouthing, "I am barren." My father, good provider and patron of apocalypse, is dead asleep in the casket. I often dream of stadiums, tiered seats bursting with spectators. In a recent dream, we, the whole audience, are gathered for no other purpose than to watch a colossal steel lid lowered onto the stadium's open top. The lid blocks out all light, and night comes on within the building. The floor surges, bubbles, the water quickly rises, is boiling. I watch them all in the lower seats cook. I madly climb the stadium stairs in search of Sarah, and awake suddenly wheezing aloud her name. In the past, Sarah beside me, whispering in a half-sleep mumble, "Babe, you're only dreaming." Sometimes, when a nightmare sees me twisting me in fits, I'd wake into my ex-wife's hastily spectacled face looming above, her pajama legs nubbed and saddling my chest, Sarah slapping at my face like the original succubus. Once at the dentist, waiting for the receptionist to yet again call out my mispronounced name, I read in National Geographic that the dying or diseased animal passes through processional stages, or stadium. And as far as crustaceans are concerned, this refers to the molting of skins. And there is the promise of the final slough divine, a new heaven, a new earth. For the first heaven and the first earth have now passed away. All bodies made new, baptized in death. No death in death, no death beyond death. It's a tattooed blueprint on my brain of those 22 ugly chapters. And yet now I see the helping hand of God in my dreams? No, never. I have seen a young girl chase and kill her mother, then fly, suddenly winged, directly at me like a leathery bat colliding with and biting the glass lens of a video camera. I have seen the 4 angry horsemen ride on clouds and pass as the earth below turned molten, Sarah's hands reaching from the hot and brimming depths. I have seen the moon turn to blood and fall. And day sleep only makes things worse. Daydreams tend to involve me more. They're lucid, they're semi-conscious. I sometimes break the fourth wall and take part. I know I'm dreaming. This is helpful when the lightning strikes beside you, the ground yawns darkly at your feet. I do Sarah's part. I tell myself I'm dreaming, I'm only dreaming. But I have also dreamed a wicked fire raining down on houses. I have authored the sky cracking wide and screaming, swallowing up and eating all of this, and I have smiled. I've smiled knowing my smile, knowing I'm dreaming, and then I wake up stomach sick and corrupted. Where are my sweet dreams of paradise, of heaven, of a new and rebooted earth wherein death will be no more, the former things have passed away? The closest I have come. I dreamed of a large apple tree, rooted at the banks of a fast and flowing river, and the river rushed, nearly flooding its banks. It never reached the sea, only onward. The tree was thick, it was knuckled, a perfect picture of pastoral health, every branch and bough heavy with shining fruit, but then soon dull fruit, too much fruit, like barnacles, tender, fleshy. I saw my face up there, red and delicious, hanging from a branch. So I picked, I bit, I carved my name in bark, I climbed, I kept climbing, the fruit below ripening and stinking, rotting, refusing to fall. Death very much needs beauty, I think. And beauty is the mother of death. It's not the other way around, and it absolutely must be so. Why? Because death comes next. It always comes next. The romantics would have us think otherwise. I nap, but not without trepidation.